Honestly, OPICS was the reason that I picked Georgetown, knowing that there was a dedicated, committed public interest home for people who were coming to law school for the reasons I was coming to law school. And then it was so much more than just that career home. It was family.
I came to Georgetown to do public interest law. I came here because I wanted to help people and to use law to do that. And I feel very fortunate that I'm able to do that every day of my career. I really feel that that base was created from the experience that I got at OPICS.
I went to law school because I saw there were a lot of people who could benefit from legal advice, and they're the people who too often don't get that because it's not accessible to them. And I wanted to be someone who could kind of help bridge that gap. I feel like what OPICS does, it creates a group of people who are all just genuinely interested in helping get more kind of bright, dedicated people into this work.
Officially, the Office of Public Interest and Community Service, which was a very intentional name because when we came to be, we wanted to make sure that this was a career office and an office that supported pro bono and service. So it wasn't one or the other.
The idea from OPICS came from students. There was a student at the time, Leonard Adler, and another group of students who were pushing for a separate public interest career office.
And they prepared a report called Revitalizing Public Interest at Georgetown.
Lauren Dubin worked with Leonard and the other students, and they got the office going.
You know, build it and they will come. People started to show up. And one of the things that became really clear to us, they were showing up for resume review. They were showing up for interview prep. They were showing up for job notices and binders. They were showing up to feel supported and validated and cared for.
It just felt kind of like a reprieve. It also felt like a place you could go to kind of feel inspired. There were other students there who wanted to do the same thing you wanted to do, which is not an easy thing to do when everyone else around you is kind of going into big law, and there is a kind of conveyor belt for that. There's a process. There's not really that process for public interest law.
We let them be themselves, which is what students need while they're in law school. And we get to know the students. You're not just a number in the crowd coming through the door. We get to know you, and I think that's important to the students as well as to us.
OPICS was absolutely my home at the law school. I think I was in OPICS every single day, whether that was as a work study student, that was my work study job there for the emotional home, the strategic career home, and they have been an instrumental part of my legal trajectory.
OPICS was pretty pivotal in my law career. I spent a lot of time there. One of the things that I learned from OPICS was that, you know, your career can go in many different directions, and just because you're ending up at a corporate law firm doesn't mean that you can't have an impact on the community.
We give you options for different ways that you can go into what you want to go to. Like everybody who wants to go into environmental law doesn't need to go to the EPA. We show students that you don't have to take this path just to do that job. There, you know, it's so many options out there for students.
They helped me get my first intern at the Public Defender Service. They helped me strategize between options for my 2L summer and how to continue to do volunteer work during my academic years. Having a community of people who share that passion, who cheer you on, who will name inequities and say, let's use our gifts and our credentials to be part of the fight in that, is really important.
I feel like I'm here because of OPICS, and I'm just grateful for all of the people who make up that office because they put everything they have into helping their students and making the world a better place, and we're all very grateful.
One of the things that I have valued greatly, and I get teased about all the time, is that I am a vibe setter, a vibe cultivator actually, and I really hope, and I know this to be true, that remains a priority of this office, that people feel that energy when they walk through the doors. Of course I want there to be increased summer funding. Of course I want there to be increased opportunity. Of course all the things that are a given for us, but I really hope that we are able to maintain an office where people walk in and feel very, very comfortable and want to spend time in here.